Hey Patreon, it's Matt with Olympus Reptiles, and I just found out something about, say 10 minutes ago, maybe, not even that long,
No.
pretty fresh. And we're doing this in reverse order. You're getting this information before YouTube because I just think it's right. This isn't good information. This sucks. But it kind of affects all of us. It affects everything. And I'll show the actual footage on YouTube. But today we lost Chaos, and that's terrible. The other thing is I haven't shown it yet today because I just picked up at the mail. Is we got the paperwork for the tiger named Chaos we sponsored through the charity auction. So we just got that, and I was excited because like we got both of them. It's gonna be so cool. Da, 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 da. And then today we were filming, and I went to check Chaos because I would use that in a lot of films because it's always like this. That goal animal. Maybe I showed it too much. I don't know. Maybe I stressed. I don't think so. I mean, animal was growing. It was eating. It was pooping. It was going into another shed. I don't remember what shed number this was. It was at least second, if not third. Probably the third shed. And I knew it was going into shed because I looked at it the other day and it was going into shed. It was active. It was fine. I went to check today and I thought, man, that shed's a little rough. Well, the shed wasn't rough. The snake had passed away. It started to shed and passed away. So I don't know if something in the shedding, if it got confused in a water dish trying to rub some shed off, they can do that. There was some shed on the dish, which makes me wonder. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll get their head in the water. And somebody's going to say this is a spider thing. They can't find their way out of the water, but that's horseshit. It ain't got nothing to do with that. What they'll do is when that head goes in, they'll inhale, suck in, because they're young. They haven't figured out everything yet. And they'll pull water into those lungs, and then you can get one that'll freak out from it, or not be able to get that out. Now, the snake itself wasn't in the water dish, so the snake was very easily able to find its way out of the water dish. That's how I know the aspect of it being spider had nothing to do with it. It didn't get stuck in its dish. Okay, it would have been in the dish. But if they pull that water in, since it can't cough, it can block up their airway. And you can have this. I mean, this is one of those things in nature that happens. And unfortunately for me, it happened this year to the snake that I was the most excited about. The snake that and it wasn't one we were going to sell, it was one we were going to keep. And it wasn't the most valuable snake we hatched this year. Hell, that would have been, the other female banana I'm keeping with the ton of genes, the Blitz Calico Black Pastel Banana. That's the most valuable one we hatched this year. So it's not a money thing. Because my favorite one isn't that one. My favorite one was Chaos. Probably because of the culmination of 7 years' work, And I thought I was pretty lucky when we hit that snake. We smashed those odds on that clutch. And I still feel that way, even with the loss. And I didn't expect to hit it this first year. So if I have to try again, that's okay. I'm willing to try again. I was preparing to try again anyway, and I plan on using that just to literally make more of them. My plan was to breed my super pastel axanthic male to her so I could make super pastel axanthics and killer bee axanthics. That way I could have a bunch to release to you guys in a few years. That was my plan. My plan was to put a lot of those on special that first year too, because man, wouldn't have been there without y'all. So sorry, it's going to be a little longer now. I got to get me one first. But the thing I want to, and we'll get into it on YouTube, but these will probably be pretty similar, but I wanted to do yours first. And that is, I wanted to say that sometimes in this hobby, in this journey, bad things are going to happen. They are. The larger you get, the more bad things will happen. And that's a simple percentage numbers game. It doesn't feel like that always, but it is. You got more animals, more babies, and you may lose the same percent of babies. Like, let's say you lose 5% of eggs. You hatch 95% like we do, which is really good. I'll take that. It's really good in the industry. And let's say out of those 95%, another 5% total, you lose to just losing because shit happens. I mean, baby snakes are pretty. Some of them are going to be a failure to feed. Some are going to be a failure to do this. Some are just going to fail. That one wasn't failing at all. It was fucking thriving, though. And you're going to have random shit like that happen. You are, you know. It sucks. But the point that I want to make is you got to remember it's a numbers game. You have more positives too, right? I mean, think about all the positives. You know, we still hatched a bunch of Exanthic stuff. We're still having clutches. You know, we still got the Darkness clutch coming I'm really excited about. That's a big positive to get there. Just to see, even if it doesn't prove out, just to see, right? We hit that crazy banana calico shit. I mean, damn, that was a positive. We've done a lot of cool stuff this year. And we hit the first clowns. And yeah, those clutches are a shit show. But you know what? Kurt had a goal to make clowns. Kurt fucking made clowns. Even though the kinking issues with the caramel just fucked everything that we didn't know was going to happen. But we still made some clowns, right, Kurt?
We made 2 clowns.
2 clowns. We made 3, but one of them is horribly deformed. So out of that, that's the thing. Out of all those, all the caramels were shit, which we knew. And then we had 1 clown that wasn't caramel that came out with a deformity, but it's not a kink in the spine. The spine was completely fine. Everything was perfect on it except for the face. And what I honestly think happened to it in looking at it is I think it probably somewhere in the development got the umbilicus twisted around its mouth, around its nose. And so then it kind of caused it to rhinoceros horn, and it kind of constricted that part, kind of deformed that. And then, you know what, I'll show it to you. We actually have it in the gator's tank, hoping the gator eats it right now. See if he'll take one of those. I'll pull it out if he had need to show it to you. And it might pass away too because it can't breathe very well. That's why we put it in there. But I don't think it can open its mouth to feed or to function and do anything. So we thought we'd try to use it for a feeder. And that's just an unfortunate set of circumstances. It's what it is. Let me see if that's still around while I talk. But the point I guess I'm making is, will you have those unfortunate set of circumstances from time to time? You know, it doesn't much matter. It's still around. I'll get it out. I'll bring it in there to you. He hasn't eaten it yet. He's a slow eater on stuff like this. Whoop. Well, you're a little chilly. You've been playing in the water. So our hope is it gets eaten so it doesn't go to waste. But you can see the face I'm talking about there. So this is our way of euthanizing that animal. There you are. Looks like the rhinoceros horn. It can't see. It can't obviously function. So, you know, there's no point in keeping it suffering. I mean, it's not hurting right now, I don't think. That just where the umbilicus was attached and it hadn't fallen off yet. So we're going to try to let it go that route and end that way. It is still alive. It just lays funny because it doesn't have a Ganon C. And we also lost a pied this year due to one pied having a slight kink in the neck. I didn't think it was going to be a big effect on it at all, but I think it actually was closing off the ability for that animal to drink and take in water. It appeared to dehydrate and pass away all before its first shed, which is why I think it was water related. But, you know, that sounds terrible. But then you got to look at everything else we hatched. Everything else still in the incubator that I don't expect problems out of, except for maybe the super black pastel clutch. So like, and you're also going to have years you have more problems than others. This has been a fairly problematic year for us. I ain't going to lie, you know, and I'm not afraid to show these things because this is reality. But this is a small percentage of reality, and losing chaos is a small percentage of reality. So chaos is also we're going to attempt to feed. Oh my God, that thing's tongue actually just worked. That's the first time I've seen your tongue work. But there's no way that thing can function. So, Kurt, anything you want to add?
No.
Okay, I'm going to go put this back in for Sobek. And guys, I appreciate you sticking with me. Sorry this video was a little bit of a downer. And I'm sorry we lost chaos, you know. And even though I don't think I could have done anything different, if I'm 100% truthful, I still feel like it's my fault. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing. So thanks for watching. I love all you guys, and I'll see you next week.